Hello again, welcome back to the channel. It's DigiFox. Today we're going to be talking about Chili's. No, not the restaurant, and no, not the peppers that you eat or do pranks on. No, we are talking about the blockchain fintech provider for sports and entertainment. Now, first and foremost, none of this financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Everything said here is 100% our opinion on this channel. So first things first, what is Chili's? Well, it is actually what we just said, right? It is developed for sports fans. It produces social tokens on their native blockchain. That's right, they have their own blockchain, of which point they have many and multiple partners that are well known globally. Now, as we look right here to the left side of the page, we see here that it has developed SOCIOS.com, which is a sports fan engagement platform, which is built on the Chili's blockchain infrastructure and uses CHZ, which is the ticker symbol for Chili's tokens, as its exclusive on-platform currency. The app is available on iPhone as well as Android devices. Those of you that are located in the United States, unfortunately, there is going to be KYC, and there is limited, if anything at all, as far as buying and trading and selling and swapping tokens. Everywhere else in the world, we believe, is actually free game. You can go ahead and swap whatever fan tokens you want for gains or just collectability. We see here that they have numerous partners, specifically in UFC. Lots of football teams here. We see, let's see what's going across. I know they have Manchester City, they have Arsenal, they have Barcelona, and I know they have a lot of Serie A teams, such as Juve, Inter Milan, and AC Milan. We're not going to go ahead and go too much into that. We'll go ahead and just get right into what we're talking about, which is Chili's, specifically the major platform and major blockchain that all these fan tokens are on. As we scroll further down, it gives you a definition of what Chili's is, and it's essentially just what we told you. It's a currency option for blockchain-backed products and services geared towards mainstream consumers. Let's go further in. CHZ is the rocket fuel for SOCIOS.com. Now, what is key to note is there is going to be lots of I believe there's 2 or 3 tokens on the app itself. You have Chili's, and not including all the social tokens, but there is like experience tokens, as well as I believe there's another one that you get as well that is native to the app. I think it's called like SC or something of that nature. I'm not exactly sure, but just go ahead and download the app, completely free. We'll provide a link in the description below, and it will be at no cost to you and no benefits to us. Just strictly giving you information. We see here that they have Barcelona, Juventus, PSG, Roma, Galatasaray, Atletico, OG, CIA, and UFC. Now, these two right here, OG and CAI, we are unfamiliar with. Go ahead and deep dive for yourself and fact check us, right? They are based out of, I believe, Malta, so they do have some baking things over there as well. Now, on this webpage, this is Chili's.com. If we go to Chain 2.0 and Chili's X, I believe these are going to be quite interesting as far as what you need to do and how this works. So first and foremost, you need to log in, right? So you need to sign up and then log in. So that goes with KYC because there is going to be money involved. And then this is where you're going to go and trade. So you see all the social club tokens. We have Arsenal, we have Inter Milan, and we have Valencia, we have Napoli, right? And this is the biggest losers, right? So this is all the underperforming assets, or rather social tokens, right? The biggest gainers are the following, which is going to be Chili's within itself, which is considered the USDT, respectively, because it is what you need to swap tokens, right? And so we see Ethereum is also available, but we need to look at is, right, let's see here. We have a gainer on UFC. So what exactly you get with UFC if you were to own it? Well, essentially you make shots, right? You make calls on certain things. So for example, if there's a certain prediction, right? If one fighter is going against another, you are able to predict what fighter is going to win, specifically in what round, and then you are eligible for whatever rewards they may give you at that time. They also have automotive. Quickly we saw, I believe it was Aston Martin flash before the screen, but they do have automotive. And now as far as the 24-hour, we see here that the biggest gainer is going to be Argentina. Yes, it is the national football team, as well as Portugal, which is also the national football team. And I believe there's one more, I believe Italy. So why are these two, why are these two gaining so much steam? Well, it's because of the World Cup, right? And so that is one narrative why we believe it is time to start looking into Chili's and understanding the platform. We will do a little bit of TA and analysis as to when you should be buying and accumulating. And let's just go ahead and go to Socios. Before we do that, the Socios.com app we see here, it is the app fully operational, fully working. They have partnerships with Lionel Messi, who I believe actually received tokens via PSG for his contract when he signed for PSG initially. As far as how many, I believe it's in the millions, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe hundreds of thousands, because it is quite a lot of money. We see here La Liga, Champions League, and Serie A have signed contracts to go ahead and partner with Socios fan tokens. So that's one league, two leagues, and then the actual tournament within itself. We see here what exactly you get within this platform. We're not going to dive too deep into it. And pretty much here's how it works. It's an all-in-one fan influence rewards app. Influence, play, win, and trade fan tokens starting today. Yes, that's right. You can go ahead and do that today. Now let's go ahead and go where we all wanted to go and figure out how much is all this going to cost. We see that currently at time of recording, it is up 13%. Chili's is trading at 21 cents. There is a total market cap of 1.1 billion, as well as a max supply in tokens terms of 8 billion infinity, essentially. But unfortunately, there's only 5 billion available for people. So we see here, and if you're thinking that's a lot of tokens, right? Well, you must remember, what did MATIC do? MATIC has 10 billion tokens, and that run up to $2. Now, if we look at the all-time high, it actually did reach, I believe that's, what is that, 64 cents? No, it reached 87 cents for Chili's. And remember, that was back during the bull market. They didn't have everything that they have going on right now, or the partnerships, right? And so it is currently a bargain because it is down 74%. Now, if we look at this chart, it looks very similar to something that we love talking about on this channel. So let's go ahead and go to it. So this is what we're talking about, right? Now we're going to go on the daily chart, and this is going to be on, I believe, Bitfinex, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Yes, Bitfinex. And we see here, this is the daily chart, and this is Chili's per dollar, right? And we see here it is within a falling wedge, or maybe even a flag of some sort, a bull flag, right? And we see that it's bouncing within this range, right? And what needs to be said, and we went ahead and pre-charted this, right? What needs to be said is it is looking like it's starting to roll over, but it has yet to break out of this. So this is why we are talking about it, because if you are interested in taking a position, this is going to be rather an investment for a couple of months, maybe even a year or 2 or 3 out, and you just accumulate every week, every month to dollar cost average in to keep the price entry point that you put in low as possible, right? We are not saying dump all your money into this at one go, because that would be utterly high risk and absolutely stupid. Again, that's our opinion. Do what you want. It's your money. So we see here that if it does break out, what you do is you take the top and the bottom right here. We went ahead and did it for you. And wherever it breaks out, that is going to be roughly around the estimate of the price target. So no matter where you put it on this area, it looks like it is going to more than likely 99.9% in our opinion is going to go back to all-time highs, which is roughly around this region as well as this region. And so it is going to potentially hit its head roughly around the 70-cent region, maybe even 80-cent region. At that time, you may want to go ahead and take profits out, whenever that may be, or go ahead and wait, because we all know that fan tokens and those that follow sports and esports and everything that's associated with the partnerships within Chili's that we just saw, we all know that it is actually bigger than its market cap of 1.9 billion, right? Because we saw here that its whole market cap is, ladies and gentlemen, 1.6 billion. That alone is the whole market cap of Arsenal, the football club in London, playing in the Premier League. How many clubs are there that they have partnerships with in the leagues? Quite a lot, right? So that's why we believe this is going to be roughly around multi-tens of billion-dollar market cap, and why no matter if you buy right now or you wait for a lower price, it is going to be a good buy. Yet, remember what we said, investments take longer than just weeks and months. It could take even years, right? And so this is on the daily. Now, for those of you that are interested in trading and looking at a closer time scale because you are very, very much impatient, well, we got good news for you. We charted that today also. But unfortunately, it's not as bullish, right? So as we are bullish in the long grand scheme of things, right? Super bullish. It is what looks like to us a bearish flag within the falling wedge, right? And so we see here, the way you measure that is we see that this is the pole, right? And this is your flag in this area, right? Now, when it breaks to the downside, it will go roughly to, what is that? I can't see because my head is in the way. Let's move this. It will go to roughly around 6 cents. The reason we have this green box, ladies and gentlemen, is because that is going to be a great entry point if you're looking for the lowest of lows. There could be lower, but who knows, right? We're not fortune tellers, right? We just like to look at the charts and make our own assumptions and opinions. If it does happen to break to the upside, we could potentially see a price target of roughly around 40 cents, maybe less. And either way, if you look at it, that goes in line with, let's see here. If we go back to 30 cents, that puts us in line with roughly around, maybe it may break into 43 cents, right? That would be a great, I believe, a 1x opportunity if you want to take that gamble. Now, we are not saying that's what's going to happen, but it is a possibility because nothing is 100% certain. So the way you get it is you get the pole and you measure it to the upside or you measure it to the downside, and that is roughly your price target. We believe because it is a bear flag, it is going to the downside. Now, what happens when it goes to the downside? Well, if the whole market cap of the crypto space falls down, we more than likely will see this fall down. The World Cup, ladies and gentlemen, is happening from roughly November 18, which is roughly around this time frame, to December of 2018, which is going to be in this region. It is a possibility that once they start advertising this, that will be the news, right? Now, what do they always say? Buy the rumor, sell the news. So if you are looking and getting into Chili's right now, we would highly recommend you do not FOMO in. You dibble dabble maybe 5% of your whole funds that you want to play in the crypto space, specifically in this token, because more than likely it is going to dump. Afterwards, you're going to have all these individuals gathering together, billions of people, all the richest of the rich will be watching and partaking in this World Cup, at which point they too will be wanting to know how they can profit off of this Chili's token. So that is what we see Chili's going, at least in the short term, as well as in the macro space. Highly bullish in the macro, a little bit bearish, quite bearish actually, in the micro. Happy days, happy trading, and good luck to every single one of you.